Hi, I'm Julia Frainer. Welcome to Soul Space Studio. I am in studio today. I'm not doing this video from the cabin. We're in the back area, and just to kind of let you be familiar with where I'm at. The corners, some yoga mats and some magazines on the table, and yeah, this is the space where the sustenance is. This is where you can come in and have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, snacks. There's always snacks and chocolate in studio. Get a glass of ice water. If you're creating and you have this little block, or you just need to really just settle back into body and regroup, refine the muse, get those creative juices going, this is a really nice place to do that. It's also the area where I do my private coaching and private readings. Even if I'm doing them online, I often, if I'm not at the cabin, I will come back here, and this is where we Zoom together, is from back in this space. So just welcome. It's good to have you here. Thank you for viewing. I've been really called, I'm just going to say it's been a calling lately to provide more shorter videos, because I have a tendency to to go on and on and on, and there's some just really important things that are happening as I've gone in and I'm doing a deeper work for myself right now. A lot more prayer, meditation, journey work. I'm seeing a lot more, being led to a lot more, and more that I need to share. So this first video is one that I'm finding very, very important. In fact, I was woken up in the middle of the night to just the importance of what it is that I'm going to share today. And this one is about spirituality. So even before I open the studio, first let me back up for just a minute. Most of you know that my intuitive process is more than just, it's been more than just healing the physical and dealing with my pain, part of my pain management. There's more to us than meets the eye, right? So there's so much more to me than being 2/3 of a body, a woman missing both of her legs and all of that. And this intuitive process has helped me through the physical pain, but it's also helped me through the emotional and spiritual and mental pain as well. And as I've continued into the practice, it's taken me even into deeper realms of healing beyond just the grief, the loss and trauma that I've been through. And that continues on. And I do believe that as we heal ourselves, as women heal themselves, they begin to heal others. There's generational wounds, so much that can go on and be said about that. Probably for another video. So this one is addressing the spiritual aspect. And even before I open the studio, I've had people inquire about my spirituality, my path. How can I be a member of this church but I'm doing this, or am I a Christian? And all these questions come at me, even more so since I've opened the studio, which is great, because that was part of the intention. This is a safe, non-judgmental space and place for not only for people to create, but to have these healthy conversations. And more people will come in, we will have these conversations. And recently I've had several people reach out to me through private messaging. And the question is all around, that they're wanting to step out from the traditional religion and explore their spirituality more. And then they're asking me, what tools do I use? And what do I think about this or that? And do I have books to recommend? And some of those that have reached out have asked me to be a way shower, a guide, a mentor. And thank you so much for that. I love that. I love even just having the questions brought, even if it doesn't turn into a client and mentor relationship, way shower relationship. I'm just honored that people feel comfortable to reach out to me and ask me these questions about their spirituality and the path that they now are wanting to take. And so if you are one of those individuals that is beginning to explore your spirituality and the lens of perspective has maybe been adjusted and changed for you, congratulations on that journey. And I hope that you do find a mentor, that you have someone that you resonate with, that you trust, that you can have conversation with. Here is the most important thing, and I'm finding that this is the thing that woke me up in the middle of the night and said, I've got to share this with people. And I've reached out to many of you that have reached out to me and added this extra little oomph to the conversation, because it has been addressed to me that this is so important. It is about boundaries and protection. If you are experiencing this this new path of spirituality, or if you've been at it for a long time, as I have, I encourage you to strengthen your boundaries, like your personal boundaries. And that doesn't mean to turn people off or to turn away from people. But what it does mean is that as you go down this path and you take this journey, you will find more and more people will maybe say things or do things that might be a little offensive, or that you feel like you need to defend yourself about. Boundaries will help deflect that. Boundaries will help you to know that you have the time to, one, do I need to address it? Two, how am I going to address it? How am I going to interact with these statements, these comments, these thoughts that are coming at me? And so healthy boundaries, while they are incredible for all areas of our life, are especially important right now for those of us that have our own unique, authentic spiritual journey, that you may be going into areas that have been really taboo or considered to stay away from. These are areas now that are beginning to open up, and you'll be hearing more and more about it. You can see it. I even opened up Netflix the other day. I don't really watch much TV, but there are so many shows right now and movies and programs that are around other areas of spirituality, and that is opening up curiosity more in people. So as those curiosities happen, if you're taking those spiritual paths, be sure you have boundaries around you. And the other thing that this is so important, is that you have psychic and spiritual protection. And if you don't know what that is, or if you don't know how to begin to do that, I encourage you to reach out to me or someone else that you trust, because I am a firm believer at this point in time where we are in life, that there are portals being opened up, that many people who are on these spiritual journeys are opening up portals or having these little tears in the matrix, and there are malevolent and benevolent beings out there that are looking for these spaces. There's a lot of this crossing going on and this intermingling that's going on, more so now than it's ever happened. And we have to have a sense of responsibility, one, that you know what you're doing with the spirituality path that you're on, with the tools that you may be using, the things that you may be invoking. Those things are really important, and it's really important to have protection around yourself and the responsibility to protect those that are around you. For example, when you get in a car, you check your mirrors, you make sure you have fuel, you buckle up. All those things are certain things that you do to be safe, right? And this is spirituality right now. There are certain things that you need to do to keep yourself, your loved ones, and those around you, just the general public around you, safe. Very much like the analogy of being a safe driver. Kind, courteous, but safe. So, one more thing I want to mention. I've got this cup of tea, and it says Season of Wonder. Now, there is no season of wonder. Every season is time for wonderment. Don't lose your sense of wonder, and don't hold it for just one particular season. So I loved that today, and I was just like, oh, I got to share that as well. So thank you for your time. I hope there was something here that might be a tidbit of assistance. If you have questions or thoughts or concerns, if I resonate with you and you are on this journey, and you'd like to work with me as a way shower, light worker coaching in any fashion, whatever you want to call it, I'm here for you. Just simply reach out, leave a comment, contact me through email or private messaging. Anyways, blessings to you. Merry Christmas, happy solstice, all of those wonderful things. Full moon and solstice this weekend. So blessings to each of you. Remember protection and boundaries.